Welcome to Dave's Saturday podcast. It's another Saturday, another podcast. I got things to talk about this week. I went and I intentionally did stuff, and now I have stuff to talk about on the podcast. So I'll tell you about my week. Everybody wants to know about my week. It's what everybody's been waiting for. All one listener. Just thinking, man, I wonder what Dave's doing today. I wonder what he's gonna do tomorrow. That's right, that one listener. I don't even have one listener. Except for one guy. I'm not releasing this until... Well, I'm releasing it today, but I'm not putting it out for everybody until a little bit. The reason why is because I'm concerned that maybe I said this last time, probably not. I'm concerned that I'll start doing these podcasts and I'll quit after like a month because I get sick of it. Which I did last time, but I also was trying to do a lot more last time, so I don't think I'll have as big of an issue here. I was like trying to put voice clips of James Charles in the podcast. It was the dumbest thing. It was all gimmicky. Gross. So let people like me, and they don't like me, whatever. I'm so confident now. Oh, that's what quarantine's done for me. It's given me confidence. Because I don't care. Everybody thinks they know everything, and nobody knows anything. That's like the motto of the planet. Everybody thinks they know everything, but nobody knows anything. Okay, well, I'm going to move on to telling you about my week. So, last week, I said I was going to go on a hike after my podcast. This week, I went before. I went on a hike with my buddy, and maybe I went on like Friday or something. I don't know, but there were a lot more people this week. We went last week. We just went. I can walk behind my house and just go straight into the woods, and it's freaking great. I love it. I'll talk about that later because I have a lot to talk about for my walks. I got like a Brooklyn accent. I grew up in Ohio. I have no idea where it came from. Like it's New York-ish, and it doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't make sense because I grew up in Ohio. Okay, so let's see. Monday, what did I do Monday? I went to work. Oh, no, I didn't go to work. Monday, I got like horrible headache. Oh, it was an agony. It was the worst. I didn't get out of bed till like 3 p.m. That's how bad it was. I was like rolling around in my own sweat, wanting to vomit, but I couldn't, which I think is worse than actually vomiting. You know that nausea feeling you get, and then you vomit and you don't have it for like 20 minutes and it comes back? I just had that nausea feeling all day, and I didn't get out of bed. I was just laying there. And then I conked out for 2 hours at 1, and then I got in the shower at 3. My head was still hurting, but I didn't care. And then the next day it kind of hurt, but I went to work anyway. Because I'm a good employee. I'm just kidding. A good employee would have never gotten sick in the first place. Way to go, Dave, you freaking moron. What'd you get a freaking headache for, you idiot? I have my window open. I wonder if people can hear me. I think I'm talking to my wife. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing, honey? Do you just walk around in those slippers and you're not going to get hit? I'm not that kind of guy, though. That's right. I'll never, ever talk to my wife that way if I ever have one. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I just went to work. Thursday was painful, though. I just wanted to go home. I did a lot of work, though. I got a lot done. I feel pretty proud of myself. Then yesterday was great. Yesterday I woke up, I was like, I'm not going to do anything today. And the night before I gone grocery shopping. So my plan this weekend was I wanted to do two things. I wanted to go on a walk, and I wanted to make Chicago-style deep dish pizza, which I made last night. Chicago-style deep dish pizza, you make it good from scratch, it's the bomb, man. I'm telling you, it's so good. So what you do is you make the dough. The dough I did Thursday night and let it sit in the fridge, and then Friday I took the dough out. The dough is okay. I need to get a better dough recipe. The dough kind of was crap, if I'm being honest with you. It was just not good. I think there wasn't enough water in it, and so it didn't turn out great. So I got to fix that. But everything else was great. So what you do with it is you take the dough, you put it in the cake pan, or people do it in a cast iron skillet, but I don't think it needs that unless you're really trying to get like some weird crispy bottom, and I don't care about that. And then you put in the mozzarella cheese at the bottom of it. You just kind of take slices, put them in, and then you put in so I microwaved it first because I wanted to make sure it cooked. You take raw sausage, you put the raw sausage in its own layer on top of the cheese. After that, you got to make your own tomato sauce. I would not use actual pizza sauce. That would be disgusting. And I was putting all these seasonings in it to make it taste good, like oregano and pepper and all that. And it was just bitter. I was like, why is it so bitter? And I looked at like the recipe I was kind of going off of, and it said sugar. I was like, oh, that's genius. I'm gonna close my window. Okay, my window's been closed. Now the kids can't hear me. I can say whatever I want. Just kidding. So I did all the seasonings and put the sugar. So I guess you have to put sugar in tomato sauce, otherwise it's way too bitter. I don't know if tomato sauce from the store has that. It was just because I used crushed tomatoes, I think. There were still seeds or something. Maybe they put sugar in the actual tomatoes. I don't know why they would do that, but this is America, so maybe. I think maybe the sugar wasn't even in like Italy. Maybe they don't put sugar in theirs, and we're so used to like having everything being so sweet that our teeth are like screaming in agony. We can't hear it anymore because we're tone deaf to our own teeth, and so we need sugar in it to make it taste good. It's possible. So yeah, that was last night. That pizza was good. My roommate got some. What happened was when you bake it, you bake it at 425 for 30 minutes ish. And as the sausage cooks, it gets like the grease gets out of it, so a little drips down to the cheese, but then some of it just goes up into the sauce, and the sauce gets really, really good, like fatty, yummy, buttery, delicious sauce. But still tomatoes, so you think you're eating healthy. It was so good. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to make it when I like have a date. I do have a date. It's in May. My May date. May 15th, I got a date. I swear to you, if she cancels, I'm going to be so mad. It's the only thing I've got going for me in my life. This is my date in 5 months. Man, it's like only 5 months away now. It used to be 7. I'm looking at the calendar. That's why you heard a click. You're going to hear a few more clicks. Let's see, May 15th. That's on a Saturday. I knew that because it looked ahead of time. In case I work on Friday, or so that I can prepare myself mentally to be rejected on that Friday. Because that happens. Last person I went on a date with, you know what they did? They said, hey, you want to hang out again? And they said, sure. And I said, what about this next weekend? She said, sure. And then Friday she texted me. She was like, hey, I can't do this weekend because I'm going camping. You know how much I hate that? It's like the meanest thing on the planet. Yeah, well, I planned something 5 days ago, but I think I'll just ignore that. So I never went on a date with her again. She didn't even try to reschedule. That's what I hate, man. I'll offer to go hang out with someone and be like, oh, I can't do that day. And they won't offer another date. That's not how you're friends with me. I'm so mad about this. I got like 2 friends that'll actually invite me to go hang out. And one of them lives in Ohio. And the other one lives an hour away from me south. Man, good people are so hard to find. I have like 2 good friends. And everybody else I don't really care as much about. Like, it's so hard to find people that I just click with. And I think the only reason I'm friends with that guy in Ohio, who's probably the only one listening to this podcast, you know who you are. I think it's because we grew up together. And so he knows how to put up with me. That's it, really. But I really only need 2 friends. That's just the kind of guy I am. I don't need a lot of people. Okay, I'm off topic. I'm going to get back to... So, I went on a hike this morning and I went last week. Last week wasn't as fun. I went with a guy that loves politics, and I don't care about politics anymore. I'm so sick of it. One side thinks they're right, and no matter what they say, they're right, and the other side is the exact same. And I hate it. So I'm done with it. You know what I'm doing is I'm starting to think more like European, and so I'll just like memorize European stuff. Be like, well, this country in Europe does this. I think we should copy that. And they'll be like, oh, that's a pretty good idea, both sides, because they don't freaking know. I'm done. I don't want to deal with politics. Yeah, so I went on a hike. Last week it was okay. The guy's pretty cool. We talked about other stuff too, but he's really versed in politics. He's so versed that I got him to talk himself in a circle because he knows all the bull crap that I do. So he's talking about something. I'm like, what about this? And he's like, well, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. And then he talks himself all the way back around to his first point. It's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. At least he knows what he's talking about. So I respect the guy. At least he tries to be... I mean, he has his own opinion, sure, but at least he knows why he has that opinion and what the people with his opinion are doing in office. Okay, let's move on from that. So I went on this hike this morning. Man, I was mad for some of this hike. So I live right by this trail. I walk like 10 feet, I'm on the trail. I get on the trail and I'm walking the whole time, and I'm listening to a podcast while I'm walking. And every single time I go up to a person, like, well, I have my mask like on my chin, and then when someone get close, I put it up, and it would get more and more awkward. Like you're walking by someone, you're like, do I smile? Do I wave? And there's some people that just have like an automatic response, like they put their hand up to wave and then just shoot it back down, and it's fine. I like that because they knew how to respond. There are people that will just kind of look at you and look away and look at you, and I'm one of those people. I don't know what to do when I'm passing someone on the trail. So it's irritating, but there's a lot of nature. It's really nice. And then the more people, the more pain it is. Man, I hate dogs more and more every time I walk in that trail. You know why? So usually little dogs are okay because they're just like trying to keep up. Their little paws are trying, like trying to do on the marathon. They're just sprinting the whole time, and the dog's like, man, how am I ever gonna keep up with this? They're just walking, and my legs are moving 10 million miles an hour. Those dogs have a rough time. The bigger dogs, though, the ones I don't like, they're just kind of like walking, like, oh wow, look at the world, it's so great, and they just kind of jerk off to the side and like, oh, look at this leaf, holy crap. Owner's like trying to jerk them back, but they don't want to. A couple breeds don't do that, right? They're like, I don't know, like labs or golden retrievers. They're like the nicest dogs. They're just walking, and they look up at you and look back, and I'm gonna walk by my own. That's what I'm gonna do. I love those. So maybe I don't hate all dogs. I think maybe I just hate dog owners. Train your dog. Your dog is not your friend. It's your subservient that really likes you. I mean, that's what dogs are. If you look at dogs in the wild, all they do is bite each other and bite each other some more, and then the one that's the best at biting each other, that's the leader of the pack. That's how they work. And people don't work like that at all. If you hit your dog, you're an evil person, even though that's literally what they do to each other in nature. That is how you treat a dog, is you hit it, not too hard, but hard enough to where like he knows that you're the big boss. Okay? Please, why can't people learn this? Okay, and then dogs just take a dump anywhere. Okay? This trail smells like dog crap from portions because people's dogs just were like, well, I would take a dump here. That seems like a good place to take a dump. And they do it. Ugh. So part of this trail smells like dog crap, especially today when everybody's on the trail. And then the dog owners that just don't know how to treat their dogs or keep them on a leash or like get them to walk. And so you're trying to walk, and the dog just cuts right in front of you as you're walking, and the leash, you like trip over the leash and you break your face. Oh. And then there's these dogs who just don't want to live anymore. There was a dog, it was like trying to take a dump while it was walking. The owner, like, the dog is walking behind the owner, and the leash is across the trail. So I'm like watching. I was like, is this owner going to pay attention? Is the owner going to move their dog? His dog's like trying to take a dump on the other side of the trail, and then I'm like 5 feet away, and this lady's like, oh, my dog's taking a dump. I'll just go walk over to him. She walks right in front of me, and I'm like, what am I going around the dog or going around you? And so I just walked around her, and it really irritated me, and so now I'm venting, even though it meant nothing. It did nothing for me, to me. It did nothing to me. It didn't damage my mental state. It didn't damage me physically. There's no point I should be mad at it, but I am. I don't know why. I did that high-pitched voice just to see if the levels on my on my recording thing would go up, but I guess not. They didn't go up. I'm talking really fast. I'm going to slow down a little. I'm going to dye my mustache. I've got all this dye here. It's just for men. Mustache and beard, jet black. It's the darkest color I could get. And it's going to look weird, but I got this cold sore on my lip right now, and every review I read on this thing said, works really well. Do not use it if you have a cut on your face. It will burn for an hour. So I'm not going to use it for a little bit. Probably use it like next week. My Instagram, people don't notice yet because I haven't done it for a while. I do like 3 pictures that are like a similar theme, or they're similar pictures, and I'll do another 3 that are similar. Right now it's like really accentuating my mustache. And then I'll do another one until like there are blocks of 3 every time I'm done with the set. And you just can scroll down and look at them. It's like collages. That's cool. Got a friend of mine that got a bird. I gotta ask her if the birds are cool or if they're lame. My big concern. So birds are a kind of animal that you can actually be friends with. They have to earn your trust, and they fly around your house and you feed them. But they really do have to learn you, and they gotta trust you. And they're not expensive either. The issue is, how do you deal with their droppings? Because they're just flying around. Birds don't. I don't think they have control of their bowels. Do they have control of? Do birds have? I'm gonna look that up. You're gonna hear my keyboard, so whatever. Do birds have control of their bowels? Can birds choose? Birds don't have the same kind of muscle sphincter that we do, which is meant to control when we choose to go. They still have some muscles in their cloaca. Oh, gross. It's their everything hole. Everything comes out of that hole. Gross. Okay. But do they control it is the question. Do they control it? Based on the lack of published papers on the subject, I see a master's project in someone's future. Okay. That tells me nothing. So my assumption is they don't have as much control as we do. We have a ton of control. I say I want to poop. My body says, you don't have any poop right now, man. And that was another issue when I was going on a walk. Dogs can just take a dump on the trail, but if I try and do it, I get the cops called on me, and I have to pay a fine, and it's stupid. And dogs do it, no one cares. Ugh. I had to go to the bathroom so badly. The first thing I did when I got home was go to the bathroom. Couldn't go on the trail because I was too nervous to go into the woods. And also, the woods that I'm talking about is really this is trail in the middle of the city that they can't ever dig up because there are a bunch of railroad stuff underneath it. So it's not really a nice woodsy trail. But I'm trying to go on more hikes, more elevated hikes. I'm going to go hiking. I'm going to be a hike man. Hike man! They call me the hike man. I'm a hike man for Jay-Z. I'm a hike man for Kanye. Yeah, that's me. Hiking. But I bought a bag for hiking. I didn't use it today. I'm going to go on Fridays so the trails aren't as crowded because I live in a place where people are... You just heard me bump my table. Where I live in a place where people all go hiking. So hiking is super common out here. I have to learn to talk a little slower because I speed up and my words start to run together. Yeah, so that's how I've been. Wow, 17 minutes. It feels like it's been 5. I'm pretty much running out of stuff to talk about. So, I got some candle. I got a candle. I made lemon cookies last week. The secret is extra lemons. I love lemon cookies. I love lemon cake. Every time I make a cake now, it's going to be lemon. Or pizza cake. It's called Chicago Style Deep Dish Pizza. And I make some good Chicago Style Deep Dish Pizza. I'm rambling. Oh, you know what? So if cats are my favorite. The reason why I like cats more than dogs, since I said I hated dogs so much. So basically, I've been around a dog as a family member for a little bit. But I prefer cats because my cat makes its own rules. It does what it wants. And if you want a cat that gives you attention all the time, those cats exist. But the difference is, cats, you don't have to train them. They are you have your territory, I'll have my territory, that's it. The dogs are we're a pack, this is our territory, and I'm going to be the leader of the pack or maybe not. That's just how dogs are. But cats, on the other hand, are you just have your space, I'll have mine, and we'll hang out sometimes because they like attention, or sometimes. And you feed them, so they're well, he wants to pet me and he feeds me. I think that's a fair deal. They're very logical animals. Or they hate you. This really kind of depends on the cat that you get. There's this cat my friend has named Lilu. The cat will let you hold it. And I'm assuming that for them, when people are gone, the cat cuddles up with them. But that cat does not like to cuddle up with me. That cat doesn't like anyone. And the cat's I think cat's kind of messed up in the head. I would never say that to its face. That cat does not need that on its conscience. That, oh, am I a messed up cat? The other cat they have is messed up, and they know it. The cat doesn't even know how to use the litter box, any of that stuff. Yeah, so it's interesting, I think, how different personalities like different animals. I do not care if you have a dog. If you have a dog and you can train it, that's cool. If you have a dog and you don't know how to do anything with it, that makes me very angry, and you should be a more responsible human being. What if people were responsible human beings? The planet would be so great if people just knew how to be responsible human beings. If people just didn't go out and buy a $700 flat screen TV when they had $800 in their bank account. You realize when they said there was going to be a $600 stimulus, Walmart goes out and they're well, we have a sale on TVs. They're all $599 now. They're $550, whatever it is before tax. where it's exactly 600 when you get it. What kind of stupid, ugh. And you know people are going and buying TVs with that stimulus check. I immediately put mine into my savings account, which is also the stock market. Because savings accounts are garbage. You put your money in a savings account, you're throwing it away. Why? You get like 0.0001% interest on it. That's like a penny every 10 years. So if I put my money in a savings account, I think now I'm at like 30%. That means it would take somewhere around like 80 years for the same amount of money to make that much money. I think it's close to like 120 years. So basically, I just outlived myself in terms, well, doubled the lifetime. I don't know you get the point. I made money in the stock market, and I'm a smart guy, and it's not much money because I don't have much money, but it's more than I would have been in savings. So stock market's my savings. Now all you do is just put in something that doesn't suck. You don't play the stock market. And I played the stock market and I did okay, but you make a lot more money if you just like, okay, this stock's going to go up. I'm going to put my money in there. I'm not going to take it out. I'm not going to look at anything because you're getting all nervous. Like, people want you to sell your stocks. That's why they write stock articles. They're like, well, this stock, I don't know. This guy, the CEO, ate a taquito yesterday, and taquitos have beef. And if you don't cook beef well enough, you can get sick. And if you get sick and dies, the stock's going to tank. That's what they're freaking writing. It's BS, okay? It's not how the stocks work. So just put money into something you know is good, like Apple or Tesla, or maybe not Tesla right now because it's way overvalued. See, but that's the kind of stuff they say. So I don't know. But it really is way overvalued. Elon Musk tweeted, Tesla is too overvalued in my opinion. And people bought it anyway. Idiots! CEO's like, you shouldn't buy this. And everybody buys it. Man, what a world. Well, that's it for me. This Dave Saturday podcast. This episode's 20-something minutes. All right. It's going on YouTube in like 10 minutes. So that's it. My roommate's going to come to my door and he's going to say, hey, you uploading something? I'll say, yeah. And he'll say, I want to play League of Legends. Could you not do that? I'll say, cool. I don't, yeah. And that's going to be the whole conversation. Okay. Well, see ya. Till next time. Bye-bye.